Good morning. It is I, Lea Williamson with Beachside Qigong.com here at BAM Community Studio in Palm Bay, Florida at 6:30 in the morning, Monday. It is Wednesday. I'm so out of it. It's Wednesday, not even Monday, to do a little rise and shine Qigong with you today. So if you haven't gotten out of bed yet, maybe it's your day off. Stay in bed if you want to. But if you need to get up and get going, now is your chance to do a little keep it simple surfer Qigong routine with me. Some of you know this about me, some of you don't. I wrote this book called Surfing the Sea of Qi. Yes, it combines what I learned about Qigong and Tai Chi with what I learned about surfing. And I hear it's a pretty good book from people. And I teach a workshop that's actually coming up this Saturday, the Surfing Qi workshop. And this routine I designed to be part of that workshop, to really stoke your inner surf flow and Qi fire and get it going. So thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here and you're awake. If you're not standing up, stand up, because you can't check the surf with me unless you stand up and get to the beach. Unfortunately, that is part of Dawn Patrol. Good morning, Tanya. Are you on Dawn Patrol, going out to the beach at sunrise to check it with me? Because that's what I'm doing today. I'm doing my Keep It Simple Surfer Surf Routine to get me ready to go surfing. Actually, I do a much shorter version when I'm getting ready to go surfing. This is the routine I do to keep me in touch with the ocean flow. So once I get out on the beach, I'm just gonna check the conditions. Oh, I'm losing my bra a little there. Can't have that. And I'm gonna bounce up and down a little because I'm getting excited because the surf is looking good today. So here, when we do a little bit of shake it, we want our knees bent. We want our elbows bent. We want to feel like our muscles are so relaxed, they're pulling on our bones. So just loosen up, shake out a little. Oh, you know what? I might have a problem with this bra coming off when I do my super shake it. This is part of surfing. You got to know your gear, because if your gear is no good in the water, you could have problems. So I'm glad I discovered that here on the land, that my top is not going to stay on so good. But here I'm just going to shake it up because it's early. I can barely see the waves out there on the beach. Yeah, it's so dark out there still. I just got to rev up my engine to get ready to go surfing. So that's what I'm doing today. With a little light shake it, it's up to you how fast or slow. Truly, I will have to change my surf gear because that is just slipping right off just standing on the beach. That won't work. Brand new, so you got to test things out. It's up to you how fast or slow you shake it. I'm going to do maybe like 30 more seconds because I need to wake up today. And the shake it really does it for me. It really helps me to wake up and get things revved up and going, gets me stoked to go out. I know there's going to be good surf out there. Even though I can't quite see it, I can hear it. And now I'm going to make it softer and softer. And just stand for a moment. And even though I'm excited, I just want to be able to relax with a full body scan coming up my feet. Are they relaxed? It's a little harder to position them in the beach sand. Are my knees bent? Because locking knees is bad for them, especially when you're standing on a surfboard. You got to have a lot of play in your knees. So notice, do you feel tall? Are you just breathing? Let's take 3 big breaths. Breathing in. Imagine breathing in that salt air from the ocean. Really opens up my lungs. One more. And then a little bit of constant air, or what I call the Aimless Grom. In the surfing Chi workshop, we're on the beach and we're learning how to surf. If you're a new surfer, you're typically called a Grom or a Grommet. And what do you do when you're standing on the beach? Sometimes you do this, kind of aimlessly looking, but you're not actually aimless. What you're doing is you're just loosening up your waist and your core muscles, and the whole time you're kind of scanning the horizon, checking the waves, looking at the conditions, because you gotta know if there's sea life out there that you want to avoid. You gotta know where the riptide is, so that if you want to use it to pull yourself out beyond the break, you can, or if you want to avoid it, you can. You gotta really study the ocean. But here, we're just relaxing, loosening up a little. So that's why I call this exercise the Aimless Grom. Because it's like you're a new surfer standing on the beach, looking a little aimless as you check in with the surf. But you know, surfers don't really stand like this. Paddle boarders do. The stand-up paddlers stand with their feet like this. You know how surfers stand in a bow stance. So I'm going to turn my back right foot, I'll be like mirror image, and then my front left foot is forward. In this position on a surfboard, this is called a regular stance. And here in our constant bear, we're just shifting our weight back and forth, getting a bigger stretch through the core. This is exactly the same motion that you use in surfing to go forward and on the surfboard and go down the wave, and to go back on the surfboard to stall it. So there's a lot of parallels between surfing and Tai Chi, which is why I wrote a whole book about it and teach a workshop, usually once a month. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm getting stoked because the waves are going to be good, so I got to loosen up here and get ready and just notice how it feels to breathe. Now, when we're doing this on land, it's a whole lot easier to notice your feet on the ground and root into them. But this skill is also required on a surfboard, because if you lose your connection with your surfboard, it could be tragic. So what we do in our regular stance, maybe one day we will be able to switch stance and do in the other stance. Here on the land we can do it. So turn your left foot out now and take your right foot forward. So this is called goofy stance in surfing. And notice your Aimless Grom here in your goofy footer stance. Does it feel any different? It feels different to me. My right hip feels like it's enjoying the goofy foot way more than the regular foot stance. And that makes sense, because this is how I surf, with this foot forward. So it would make sense that my hip is more used to this. Notice how it feels in your body as you're just scanning the horizon. So we're turning our whole body to look, right? And just relax, feeling your feet on the ground, still breathing in some of that clean ocean air. And now that we've done a little bit of warm up, I feel a lot more awake, a lot more warmed up. Just from those two exercises, I'm gonna bring it into a stretch, the super surfer stretch. Surfers use a lot of their upper bodies to paddle. I gotta adjust my bikini top again under there. So the super surfer stretch, we're addressing all this upper body stuff. So here we want our fists on the low back, the elbows are back, and we lift the chest and kind of look up and bring the bottom lip on top of the top lip to stretch out your throat and your neck, because surfers really use a lot of neck muscle and need a lot of stretch and flexibility in there. But even though we spend a lot of time in this position paddling on a surfboard, we have to be able to counteract that by going the other way. So bring your chin on your chest and just get real round in your spine. Sometimes when I get done surfing, I'll do this as part of my cool down, because this is the opposite position that I've been in when I'm laying on my surfboard on my belly, my head is looking forward. This is kind of the position, but I'm doing this too. But here we're just stretching out the chest, bringing the bottom lip over the top lip, helps to stretch out these muscles here in the front and sides of the throat. And then let's do one more rounding forward, chin on the chest. Take a few big, deep breaths. Oh my gosh, that feels good, like it's opening my whole lower back, which can get compressed when you're surfing. You know what else surfers use a lot? Their legs. They have to be really flexible. So I'm going to grab a prop right here and take the opportunity again to show you my book, Surfing the Sea of Chi, that I'm talking about. So if you're a surfer, you probably have pretty good balance. If you don't yet, you will, because you have to stand on water. But if your balance is a little off, I know it's early, it's good to have a prop. I started off with a prop, but now I can stand without it. So stand by your prop and stretch out your legs. So grab one foot. I know for some of you that's challenging. And if that's it, that's okay. But challenge yourself to relax there and let go of your prop and work on your balance. But if you're more flexible, bring your heel towards your butt to stretch out your quads. And your knees are right beside each other at this point. You can bring a hand in front to counterbalance or hang on. And then let your heel relax and bring your knee back further. Ooh, that's the one I'm going for. That's the hip flexor stretch. That's the one I really like. Because when I sit a lot, that one gets compressed. And then you can put your foot down on the ground for the next one, bury it in the beach sand, toe to the face, and reach forward to stretch the backside. But if you're a surfer, I know your balance is good. So you can grab the inside of your foot, works the best, or the inside of your leg. I like to grab my big toe and then stretch out forward. Here, looking at the camera, I'm kind of losing my balance. And when you're looking out at the ocean, it is hard to maintain your balance on one leg. I've done this a lot, but it really helps you to become stronger and more flexible. And then you can just put that foot down and shake it out. But surfers have to have really flexible hips too, because we go from laying down on the ground to standing up on the surfboard. So one of the ways we can stretch that, this is going to be challenging for some of you. Grab your foot and bring it up like this. And for some people, that is enough. And if that's you, just let your knee fall and let that whole hip structure open. But if you can take some stretch in there, hold onto your foot, either with one hand or two is easier, and then turn your toes up to your face. Oh my gosh, I feel how that stretches my hip rotators, and I'm pulling my foot in close to my body, and then I'm gonna bring it out a little and bring it up higher. Oh, and then bring it close again. I'm glad I have the prop. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. And then just let that down, shake out. Let's get the other leg. Apparently I need the prop this morning. So whether standing on one leg supported or not, grab your other foot. And I know if that's enough for you, just stay there. Just stay there and work on your balance, right? Work on standing on one leg. If you can use more stretch, bring your heel towards your butt. And you can counterbalance your foot behind you by having your hand in front. I'm waving at myself in the camera and it's distracting me. That's funny. And then release that tension and now bring your knee back further. That's the one. That's the one I love when I've been sitting in a car, at a computer, compressing these muscles right here. It's not the heel to the butt that does it. It's the knee behind the butt. Yeah, getting the hip flexors. And then if you want to, you can stretch the backside with your heel on the ground, just reaching, or keep challenging your balance. grab the inside, and if you can, let go and straighten out that leg. Whether your foot is on the ground or in the air, pull your toes towards your face. And that's what's going to give you more stretch in the backside. Because when you surf, actually hamstrings and calves tend to cramp because of the shortened position they're put in. So it's good to stretch them out and work on balance. Put your foot down if you need to, or you can just go right here, grabbing your foot. Like I said, for some people, this is enough, and you'll want to just let your knee hang down and open the hip that way. But if you can handle more stretch, grab your foot, bring it up higher, holding your toes. Yes, that's the one that gets the rotators. If you pull your toes towards your body, I really feel that deep in the glutes. Super good for opening up the hips and getting them ready to go surf. Because as the sun is starting to rise out there, I can see there are some nice tasty waves. And then put your foot down, shake it out a little. And I'm done with my props, and I'm going to put it back here. And now I mentioned that surfers use a lot of this because we're in this position a lot. So we want to roll our shoulders to help open it up. Really relaxing your shoulders. And I use this before I surf to notice, is my clavicle connected to my shoulder? Because I've dislocated that. And sometimes it's a little off, and I got to be careful and maybe tape it before I go surf. So this can be a check-in with your shoulders. How are they feeling? And then rolling the neck. So a safe way to stretch your neck is your chin on your chest. And then just relax the neck muscles and bring the chin over the right collarbone to look to the right. And then relax and bring it back down. I have had some whiplash. I've had a number of whiplashes. Go back and forth both directions. Every whiplash has come from surfing. Every one. It is a dangerous sport. So I know that there's some damage in my neck. But this is a safe stretch. It's not going to compromise any disc issues that are already going on, any vertebral misalignment that's going on. This is a safe way to stretch out the neck. I like that. And then raise up the head, move around a little. Let's do some fascial pulls, and then we'll do some big open ocean stretch. This gets really tight on most people. And on surfers, oh my gosh, it's usually huge because they use those muscles a lot. So let's give it a little massage to loosen it up. So looking forward, grab your skin. That works the best. So reach under your rash guard, because I know you wear one at the beach. Protect your skin. Looking forward, pull that tissue. And then with pressure, continue to pull and turn your head into it. And let your stiff fingers really stretch out these muscles at your neck all the way to your collarbone. So we're going to do 3. I'm going to reach underneath because I need this bad today. So here, pull that tissue till it stops. Continue to pull with pressure and turn your head into it. Allowing your tight fingers to pull the muscles all the way down to the center of your collarbone. One more time so you can see it. On this side, looking forward, pull till it stops. Then with a lot of pressure, turn your head into that pull. Oh my gosh, did I need that? Let's get the other side. So big open hand, touch your skin. It works best. Look forward, pull till you stop. Continue to pull with pressure and turn your head into it, and let your fingers, here I'll show you, let your fingers just come around your collarbone. See how it's grabbing those muscles to help them stretch? That's what we're doing. So again for 2, looking forward, pull till it stops. Continue to pull with pressure and use your fingers to loosen up all those neck muscles that we use in rotation. And then one more for 3, grab the tissue. Thank you so much, shoulder for working, head for turning. I love you that you worked today, muscles. Thank you for that. A little shoulder roll, loosen it up. Now, Let's have a big ocean stretch, because I need a bigger stretch, because when you're surfing, you gotta be flexible, because that ocean, it'll throw you down, and if you're not flexible, it'll break you. So let's work on some flexibility with a big stretch, like we're reaching across the ocean. Reach only to your comfort level. It's up to you how far you go, but inhale first to the right, and then come to center, kind of standing up, relax your palms. Exhale over to the left and reach out in front. So 3 times one way, breathing in. If you're really limber and you can do it without strain, lean back and then breathe out, coming to center. So we inhale, reaching for a 3rd time to the right, and then exhale to the left, coming back to stretched out across the ocean. Oh, I love you, ocean. I'm gonna get to you soon. Let's go the other way. Big inhale as we go to the left. It might feel different, so gentle on the first one. Exhale to the right. So again, we inhale at center, and when we come to center, it should feel real relaxed, hands close to us, and exhale to the right. One more, breathing in, but if you're super limber, go backwards with no strain, like a limbo. Exhale and come back to reached out at center, where we breathe in and stand up. And breathe out in lower legs. Walk the feet in. I call that the big ocean stretch. And if you like this routine, I just released it this morning on my YouTube channel. I actually did it on a beautiful sunrise at the beach, so you can follow the same thing actually at the beach. I couldn't say it because it was a little windy, but now you know everything. In fact, let's keep going. Let's bring it into a bow stance. Do you remember what goofy footers stand, how they stand? A goofy footer stands with the left foot turned back to the corner and behind, and then the right foot in front. So this is called goofy stance or a right bow stance. So you want your right leg in front, so we're mirror image. So just relax here like we did before in our constant bear, Aimless Grom. You can do a little of that if you want. But we're gonna do something a little different. An exercise called waves roll in and waves roll out. And it combines that big ocean stretch that we just did with connecting with the flow of waves. So we begin by bringing our weight to the front right foot. The hands come up. We bring our weight to the back foot and the hands come close, like we're rounding and shaping a wave. We come forward, the hands rise. We come back, the hands fall down. I'm going to go to the side because it's easier to see. So we bring our hands back to the chest, and then they push forward. It should feel real relaxed. And if you do this while you're looking at the ocean and you're looking at waves as they break, it can really connect you with the fact that the power in you is the same as a power in a wave. It doesn't come from the little fingertip stuff. It comes from here at your gut, at your center of gravity. So as you do this, imagine you're pushing kind of lightly from your belly to push out your hands. And then your belly kind of sucks your hands back in, which is how a wave works. Most of its power is in the center of it until it starts to break, and then it becomes obvious where the power is. But it's sometimes hidden in the core, in the tight spiral of the wave. And you can see that I'm going down a little as I come forward and then rising up. So it's almost like my belly and my whole body is making that circular motion of a wave, just like my hands are. And it's real relaxed. And we're aware of breathing. So I'm going to face you again. Now let's add the big ocean stretch to it. So once your hands are forward, reach around like you're stretching across the big ocean. Let your hands come to your chest, and then we do the wave. And then let's do 2 more of those on this side. So we reach and lean in our goofy footers bow stance, and then we absorb the energy and we send it out, just like a wave does. One more time. So reach and lean only to your comfort. It feels a little different, that reach in the bow stance, and then come forward. And one more gentle push of energy, and then bring the feet back to shoulder width and shake out. So I don't know about you, and I didn't mention it, so I'm going to mention it now. When I'm doing those pushes, man, this part of my hand is starting to feel real hot. So let's change sides. Let's come into a regular surfer stance, which means the left foot is on the front of the board, the right foot's in the back, or what we call in Qigong the left bow stance. So let's try that again in a left bow stance. First, get comfortable with a little Aimless Grom, and then let's go with that wave. So bring the weight to your left foot, let your hands come up and back with you as you shift the weight to the right. So we can imagine that when we're coming up and forward, we're pushing energy or pushing something with our hands. And in that way, we bring more energy into our hands, and you might start to feel your palms heat up or tingle. That's chi. So I'm going to go sideways this way so you can see it. It's a little easier to follow, I think, from the side. And again, it should feel like it's not your hands that are pushing and then your body following like that. It should feel like your body moves, and then it let your hands go forth from that power of your big, strong body. Because your body is way stronger than your hands, right? So just imagine you're making this gentle wave forward and back. And then let's do 3 of those big ocean stretches with it. So with your weight on your front, left foot, reach out now, reach and lean all the way around your big ocean. Let the hands come across your chest, and then bring that ocean energy into you, draw in that power, and then send it out your palms. Think about that for the next 2, and you might really start to feel your palms get warm or tingly or some other kind of chi-related sensation, sending energy out the palms, just like a wave sends energy out to the shore. So one more, reach and lean a little further. Oh, I needed that. And then coming forward, we absorb energy in this big wave, and then we send it back out. Step back up, shake out a little. Give your legs just a little massage, because now we're going to do some reef rooting. I mentioned earlier you have to be able to really root into your surfboard, because you're standing on a thing that's not still, like on the ground, right? Water's moving, so you got to be able to fully connect with what is under your feet. And we can practice that here on land. And this exercise that I call reef rooting helps to make your legs really strong. So come out wide into a horse stance, real wide here. And just make it so you can sit down comfortably. And from the side, I want you to see when you sit down, your butt goes back. This is not sitting down, right? That's bad for your knees too. So when you sit down, take your butt back. And you don't have to go that far, because we're going to stay rooted into the reef for 30 seconds. 30 seconds only in 3 different positions. So here, relax, sink in. Make a sword finger. That means hold down your pinky and ring finger and point up these 2 fingers. Make a double-edged sword. That's what that is. Whew, sword finger. And you want to hold those 2 fingers down in the palm, because that really helps to stretch your tendons. And actually surfers use that a lot, hanging onto their surfboard and duck diving. You got to be able to hang on to that thing through the power of the waves. So stretch out your hands here and strengthen your legs. With a big inhale, take your hands forward. And as you exhale, sit down into the reef and root for just 30 seconds. That's it. Nothing more. Just breathing and relaxing. And feel like you're just sinking. Everything is relaxing in your body as the ocean around you holds you up. And that's our 30 seconds. How easy is that? So inhale, grab onto safety. Exhale, pull yourself up and let your hands come here into this resting position and just relax for a few breaths, seeing all your energy is going into wherever you feel like you need it in your body. Maybe your legs were working really hard with that. So see all your energy go to your legs. Maybe your heart sped up. Maybe you were breathing really fast. The idea is to relax. So let's do another one, this one up on our toes. So the second one is the hardest, especially in the beach sand. Like I show you on the YouTube video, easier here in the studio. So make your sword finger, big inhale, hands to chest. And as you exhale, sit down and come up on your toes a little, raising your hands. 30 seconds only. Imagine you're just sinking into the reef beneath your feet. It's kind of slimy. You know, the reef out here in Satellite Beach, sometimes it's got like that seaweed, slimy hair, green algae stuff, and you gotta really sink your weight into it if you're gonna hold your ground when a big wave comes, because those rocks can be dangerous, and I don't like walking on them. It's not good for them, but sometimes you have to get through and stand up. And yeah, that's 30 seconds. You made it. Grab your safety net. Inhale, pull yourself up on exhale and come back into relaxing. There's only one more reef rooting set. It's easier than the last one we did. And just let go of everything. Now, another sword finger. Last one here. It's only 30 seconds. I have the timer going. So inhale and then exhale, sit down, take your hands forward. Now here, I imagine I'm looking at this tiny little section of wave between my hands as I look out at the ocean. Does it look like a good spot to paddle out to? How is it breaking right there? See, I surf a 9-foot longboard. So if it's breaking really steep, that's no good for me. That's better for a shortboarder. So sometimes I got to sit here and study how the wave is breaking. And just relax. The more you relax, the easier it is. And that's really a key to taking a wipeout too. The more you can relax, the easier the wipeout is on your body. So we did not wipe out, we made it. So grab safety, inhale, pull yourself up on exhale. Come back to just standing for a few breaths, relax. You did good, surfer. And then bring your feet in, even if you're just a chi surfer and not an ocean surfer. Shake out your legs, give them a little massage after that. We'll give them more of a proper massage in a minute. But now, let's go all out. The surf looks big today. And did you know one of the biggest assets of a big wave surfer is his breath? Or her breath. In fact, the biggest wave ever recorded ridden was just recorded ridden by a woman. Yes! Yes. But breathing and being able to really breathe is hugely important in surfing and frankly in life too. So let's do some big wave breathing. Come back out to the horse stance and we're going to do the Warriors 9 breath method. If you've been with me before at this Rise and Shine, you've probably done this with me. If not, I'm going to do it one time while you rest. so that you can see what it is. Here's what it is. That's it. Really pumping up your breath. And you notice that I'm bringing energy up higher and higher with each breath. I'm imagining pulling chi into the lower body and then up higher and higher. On the 9th breath, we inhale 3 times through the mouth, like, oh my gosh, a huge wave is coming. I'm gonna have to really hold my breath. Getting as full as we can, and then instead of holding our breath, we just let it all go. And relax. And come here. And practice being empty of air, because that's actually more important. That's harder to do in the water than hold your lungs full of air. If you run out, you have to be able to hold empty of air as well once you release that pressure. So let's try it. On 3, breathe out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Then in through the nose. All through the nose here. Number 5, in and out through the nose. 6, 7, it should be a loud inhale. Here's number 9, more in. Through the mouth and let it all go. Relax. Try not to breathe in and just relax. This skill is vitally important to surfers. To be able to just relax in the water and go without breathing can mean the difference between life and death. And actually, it's quite good for those of us who don't go in the water too. Hopefully you did okay with that, because we're going to do it 2 more times and I'll talk you through it. So first we breathe out all our junk. We see that through the mouth when we sit down. And then the warrior's breathing is in and out the nose. When you're in the water, it's actually safer to inhale through the nose. Because if you inhale through your mouth, sometimes you breathe in water and choke on it, and that's bad. So breathe out all the junk on 3. 1, 2, 3. Six, out. Really breathe in like you want to be alive. Here's number 9. Breathe in more. Let it all go. And just be relaxed, still, and breathless as long as you can. When you have to breathe in again, try to do so calmly. Try not to wait so long that you have to gasp for air. Try to breathe in like an air connoisseur, as though you're savoring this delicious air once more. Let's do it one more time. Are you ready? To bring on your big wave breathing surf powers. 1, 2, 3. Building energy up to the head. Number 9. Breathe it all out and just be empty of air and relaxed as long as you can, while all the tumultuous white water passes you by and you just drift in the sea effortlessly. Once the storm is gone, we rise and breathe in again, grateful for the breath that gives us life. To close our big wave breathing practice, take a big inhale, turn your palms down, and as you exhale, just lower your hands. Walk your feet in. shake out a little more. There's one more practice to do. This is my favorite. In fact, I now have 2 videos of it on the beach on YouTube. It's called The Heart of the Sea Standing Meditation. And I actually do this at the beach quite a bit. Whether the conditions are good for surfing or not. I even do this in the woods. But when I'm doing it at the beach and I'm facing the ocean, I imagine that my heart is connecting to the heart of the sea. I'm absorbing all that powerful cleansing energy. So we're going to do the heart of the sea for just 2 minutes. So get your feet into a comfortable position. Relax. We're starting now. Relax your legs. And very slowly imagine your arms are floating up as though you are standing in the ocean. And the ocean buoyancy raises your relaxed arms up. But we're going to keep going up. Only go as high as is comfortable for your shoulder. And I'm only going to go until where you can see my hands in the screen. But in the video on YouTube, you see I reach up higher. But I want you to see my palms are forward. So here, relax. And just stand and breathe. You're halfway there already. It's only 1 more minute left for this 2-minute standing meditation. So relax and just breathe. I know that for many of you watching this video, this probably feels like torture. That's why we're only doing it for 2 minutes, you and I here. But for some of you, you can control your arms and relax. For you, I have a video on YouTube that's 5 minutes long, facing a beautiful ocean sunrise. And you can practice at sunrise with me on the beach anytime you want. You're almost done. Isn't it sad that it's almost over? This 2 minutes of getting to relax and connect with breathing in the heart of the sea. That's it, that's 2 minutes. So inhale and give yourself a big stretch. And then when you exhale, just slowly lower your arms. Now, if you do the long one with me, the 15-minute one, really lower your arms slowly because you don't want to hurt your shoulders. You want to be gentle and then bring them back down. Take a few breaths, relax. Open and close your hands, move your feet. I use that to keep my arms toned when I'm not surfing. Just holding your arms like that, it tones your deltoids, your rotator cuff muscles. It helps to tone these muscles in the front, the pectoralis muscles. It also helps to tone these muscles here in the back that are crucial when it comes to surfing. And you don't have to use a weight, you can just stand. And when you do that, you don't get hurt like when you use weights and it becomes a meditation. But for now, I think, yes, it's time. I'm gonna go surf. It's looking good, the conditions are right, the tide's right. I feel pumped and ready to go. So first I'm gonna give myself a massage and make sure every part of myself is ready. Up the right side of the belly, down the left. Did you know that the belly gets a little strained when surfing? It really does, because it's in this kind of position when you're paddling. So love your abdominal muscles for working so good. Pound on your quads a little to wake them up if they aren't already. Thank your knees that they're bending today. Thank you so much, shins, that you can raise my toes as I walk up my board to hang 10 on the nose. Thank you, toes, for doing that. And then pound a little on your calves, waking them up, making sure there's a lot of blood in there so they don't cramp when you're paddling. And then up into your hamstrings, same thing. Thank you, hamstrings. Thank you, cushy butt, for being strong and helping me pop up. Now down the outside to get that chi flowing all the way down. And then up the inside. I love you, legs. I'm glad you work good. And then here, give your back a little massage, because the low back does really get compressed when surfing, so make sure it's loose. And then give your whole back a little pounding. Come around your ribs a few times, because when you take a wipe out on the surfboard, or even when you're sitting on your board, you have to twist and look a lot. So these muscles that do that, it's good to loosen them up. And then here on your traps, make sure all that's awake. It probably is from what we did already. Thank your brain that it knows how to make good decisions, either in the water, on the beach, or in the office. Thank you, brain, that you're working good today. Thank you, eyes, that you can see clearly. Thank you, nose and mouth. Give your ears a little pull all the way around. And then thank your throat for speaking today, for breathing and swallowing food. Pound on the muscles here, especially if you are going surfing, because you've got to loosen all that up there so that it's working good. Your biceps work hard. Like I said, your hands actually work pretty hard when you're hanging onto a boogie board or a surfboard. Thank you that you do that for me, hand, and then up the backside and around to the other one. If you didn't tune in the beginning, this Saturday, what is it? October 10, 10/10/20. Surfing Chi workshop in Melbourne Beach. There should be some pretty good waves. Maybe you'll come and surf some Chi with me in person. Thank you so much, body, that you are capable of surfing still at 52 years old. I love that you are aging so well. The key is to just keep it Chi strong. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you will, if you haven't already, check out my book, Surfing the Sea of Chi. It's available on Amazon, and it's gotten some pretty good reviews, and people have told me some lovely things about it, so I think that they like it. Anyway, I hope you have a Chi-ful day, and maybe I'll see you Monday for the next Rise and Shine Qigong. Maybe I'll even see you in Melbourne Beach for the Surfing Chi. That'd be awesome. Stay stoked.